on the platform, in the center!
All right, that's it. Send it down.
Almost there. We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of you.
We love you too. Oh my god!
Hold on!
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
I want to be a vampire, bro. It's like,
You mean like drink blood and shit?
yeah, because like not only do they live forever, but they have like super strength, right? And you can like fly in some scenarios. It depends on what vampire type thing you're fucking doing. The only thing that sucks is drinking the blood shit. That's the only downfall.
Killing of the human being and drinking their blood. Yeah, that's a pretty big downside.
Is it though? That'd be awesome.
Well, hold on. Don't you guys think living forever sucks though?
I think
like wouldn't you get
suck.
bored at one point? Yeah, wouldn't you get bored and shit? Well, yeah,
No.
your close friends and family die, and you lose that all eventually.
But you get more families and more families and more families. You know?
Yeah, but that's just more heartache because then you're just inviting more death.
All right. Well, be able to think about this. All right. Do you like pets?
Yeah, they're cute.
So when you're like 80 years old, you're probably going to get another dog, even though like you've already had like 10 dogs in your entire life, right?
Well, I don't think, but the dog is equivalent to my kid's wife or like fucking mom and dad. Like I like the dog.
It's the same thing. The dog's like a family member, and they die, and you get a new dog, and they die, and you get a new dog. It's like, you know, I love my family to death, but like you're gonna have a lot of families, you know?
Dude, I feel like at some point I'm gonna shut my brain off emotionally if I'm gonna like cope with all of that. But what if the world sucks in the future? You have to live through that shit.
Yeah, I mean, the future's gonna suck. Like, I'm thinking, when I think about like having kids or like grandkids, or whatever, I'm like, they're so fucked. Because like America's literally just falling apart like in front of my eyes. Who knows what they're gonna fucking see?
So kids are living online so much, and us really too. We're spending so much time online. We're living in a matrix already, or a metaverse, excuse me. We're living in a metaverse already. Talk about these metaverses. They exist now. Everyone's living online. They're not living in the fucking real world. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna be shitty.
Well, I mean, I think, to be fair, I think the internet has like been like the worst thing that could have happened for like humanity, to be honest, even though I profit from it. If it never existed or whatever, we'd be in a much better fucking situation than we are right now.
1000% agree.
No, dude, it's connected people all over the world together.
We're not supposed to be we're not supposed to be that connected. That's not supposed to happen.
No, Muta, you're right.
It's also up to you.
No, Muta, you're right that the internet has connected us all, and now education, right, and knowledge is free, and all those things are good. But problem is competition. All right, every fucking app, every fucking website, every fucking video game, all right, every online anything, right, is competing for your attention to keep you on their fucking platform as long as possible, to the point where the average fucking American is spending more time online in some aspect, gaming, a website, Twitter, fucking an app, whatever, than they are off of the internet. No one's living their lives anymore. We're not living our lives. We're living in these metaverses.
Speak for yourself. I still have a life.
Yeah, but see, like, here's the thing, Augie. That's like listen, I totally agree. There's so much addiction to like most social media, and like you're right. A lot of people do live out of their tablets and cell phones, but it's like, that's just that person, you know? Like, I think it's also like up to you as a person to like detach yourself to and use this technology in moderation or an assist to your current life.
The internet's just been so disastrous in so many ways, and I'm not even just talking about like social media or whatever. I mean, just like it's just exacerbated so many fucking issues that already existed. Like, for instance, like pornography is like one thing we were talking about earlier or whatever. Obviously that existed before the internet, but it exploded with the internet because it was just
pornography is an addictive drug, but it's like, it's still up to you to consume or not consume that drug,
but
right?
It's used for like psychological warfare. Like, governments know how like fucking powerful of a weapon it is on the internet. You know, like that's how fucking strong that shit is, right? Like,
But you were saying like earlier, like why not make all drugs legal? Like how's
well,
like,
I was trolling, to be fair, at that moment. I think making drugs legal would be harmful.
Yeah, very harmful. Look, pornography is a harmful drug, 100% totally. And I know that governments can use it as a psyop. It's the same thing like crack cocaine, right? Like government alphabet companies inject crack cocaine into minority communities to like fucking stifle their growth. That's not a fucking conspiracy. That's like factual, okay? Like let's not even pretend otherwise.
Right.
You've got like pornography that is out there to like destroy, traditional nuclear family systems and get people addicted into this like vice that just keeps on overtaking aspects of their life. But it's like at some point when I look at these kind of things, I'm like, I look at the good that connecting people and information has given versus like the general bad. And I still am of the firm belief that there's a lot more good than the bad right now,
I mean, the good would probably be education, like the best thing.
When
about
I was,
internet.
you guys got to remember, I'm 40 years old, right? So like when I was a kid, I would wake up and I would go outside and I'd play backyard football. I'd go on bike rides and me and like a group of 20 other kids would be driving all over with no adults, like doing all different types of stuff. It doesn't exist anymore. Like kids don't go out and hang out and like with not an actual gang, but like a gang of kids don't go out and just hang without adults. And
I
just
feel like
run
that
around the
died when I
neighborhood.
was younger, because when middle school.
Well, yeah,
and,
because
like,
we
high
have
school,
human
like,
trafficking like out of fucking control now. So you just get fucking like kidnapped and molested.
Oh,
when you do
That's,
that.
that's so blown the fuck up. When I was a kid, you think there weren't trafficking fucking little boys and girls around?
Yeah, but it's like a whole other
We still
deal
played
nowadays.
outside.
Augie, that is not the reason. The reason why kids are not fucking running around like with their friends and socializing and being normal and like running all over the neighborhood is because of the fucking video games. They're trapped. They are trapped on these online fucking crack machines, Discord, Snapchat, fucking like, dude, the internet has ruined that. Like,
Dude,
no,
I don't understand this.
back
Being
in
on
the day,
Discord
younger.
for like too long makes me want to fucking hang myself. It's so like, obviously I like using Discord. It's like a good tool. But if that was like 100% of my social engagement, I'd fucking just end it. You know what I mean? Like I just never, I get what you're saying. Like most people, like most kids, they don't care, but
I had a real childhood, like a real childhood of like fucking hide and go seek in the woods and like fucking,
Okay, I did too. We played with bicycles. We went around, we did our
bike
thing.
rides, shooting animals for fun with my BB gun, and like having apple wars like every fall. Like apples are on the wild apple trees up in the woods, and you would grab them, and we'd pick teams, and we'd literally try to hurt each other, right? Like fucking try to fucking chuck apples, like little hard apples at each other's heads and shit. Like no one's having that experience anymore, dude. Like I jumped out of fucking trees and hide and go seek, like tall fucking 40-foot trees to try to not get tagged as Jason Wexelman was climbing up fucking behind me. I fucking hit every branch on the fucking way down. I landed on my fucking feet, ran over to safe, and this motherfucker says he tagged me, that he jumped in the middle of the tree while I'm free falling, hitting the branches, and tagged me. Probably bullshit, but regardless,
Why don't
he
you chuck an
claimed that
apple at him, bro, while he was climbing?
I should have.
Yeah,
Should've.
100%.
We would have like sled races. Okay, you know those old sleds with the metal tracks on them?
Yeah, we had them back
that are
in the day.
wooden and they have metal tracks on the bottom of them. What would happen is this hill behind my dad's farm, all right, there's a path for the tractors to go up, but it's a really steep hill. The fucking water would run down because it would melt, and then the next day it would be cold, and that whole thing would be glaring ice, and it turned and it spun and all this weird shit. It was like an actual track of ice, and we would race down that motherfucker. One wrong turn and you're dead. You're like hitting rocks and shit, bro. None of these kids have a real childhood like I had anymore. They're not. They're playing Fortnite, bro. I'm telling you. This online thing has sucked up their lives, consumed their lives. This is all they do is play video games, go online, check Instagram. Like it's like it's fucked. Augie's right.
I agree.
It's fucked.
I agree. My Ames kids are kind of like that too. Well, the thing is, it sucks because like all their friends, like even if they wanted to escape that, I hate to fucking matrix, it's difficult, man. Like, everyone is on the social media apps or playing the fucking,
Honestly,
Call of Duty Warzone or whatever.
I guess this is like an exception to the rule, but with my friends or whatever, like social media has never been more dead for my friend group now than ever before. Like pretty much all my like IRL friends are like off social media. They're just like bored by it. I'm the only one that uses it because I'm a YouTuber.
Dude, Augie, it changes a lot when you're fucking much more of an adult too. Like, I'll be real, once you get access to like a vehicle and like fucking things in life,
yeah, exactly.
you tend to get the fuck off social media.
Yeah, they only really use
quick.
social media in high school.
Like, for me, like, fucking the only social media apps that I use nowadays is like, well, Twitter, obviously, but like Gmail. That's about the other social media app I use for work. My cell phone is just my phone app, my text message app, because, I need to contact my mom and dad somehow. Mail, and then, Twitter. Just for YouTube stuff. That's it.
I'm more talking about like the childhood experience, which I feel is ruined. Like my kid, because I do have a kid who's, she's 13. Like, she's on these apps all the time. Like, she's like on her VR, like all the fucking time. Dude, I'm like, go with your friends, go hang out, go, like, you know what I mean?
She's like, I'm with my friends in VR, Dad.
Hey, yeah. No, dead ass. Like, actually dead ass. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you need to go do something. Like, go walk to the store and buy a candy bar or some shit. Like, what normal kids do. I don't know.
It used to be like we would go to the mall or like the fucking plaza, like the town square or whatever together. Wow, I feel fucking old saying that. The town square, but like you'd go to the theater, you'd go to like the mall or something, and you just don't see that anymore. You don't see people hanging out and like fucking chilling in the food court. And like,
dude, the malls are closing all around me. They're closing.
That's true. Dude, that's true.
Nobody goes to the mall.
Me and my friends would go to the mall like every fucking day, like growing up or whatever. And it is true. Like even like the mall that's like closest to like my house or whatever, like is like fucking shut down like years ago or something. It's sad. There's another one that was nearby my house that shut down.
Cool.
Too.
You just go there. You don't even have to buy shit. You just like hang out with your friends, walk around.
Malls have always been like the classic place to like go just to chill when you want to go out in public. It's just go chill at the mall.
Yeah, someone in the chat said boomer talk. You're damn right, and you better fucking listen. You're being robbed.
It might be boomer talk, but like, brother, this is like
the boomers are
like,
right.
I've had the same thing where like people are like, Moodle, what about people with like social anxiety and they can't go outside and like this is how they connect with people? I'm like, look, I get it, I understand.
It's not healthy.
But bro, everyone has social anxiety. As a kid, I had social anxiety too. You eventually fucking, it's like jumping into a pool, okay? Like, yeah, it's cold water at first, but motherfucker, you get right in there, fucking full in, you warm up real fucking nice.
Just so you know how bad this is, guys. All right, Fortnite just got fined $500 million fucking dollars because they went out of their way to make their game fucking addictive. They brought in what are the people that study your brain? Psychologists and shit, experts in to make the game so fucking addicting that any kid would be hooked on it and shit. And they got sued. All these apps, all these games, they want you there. They want you there.
I'll say a lot of these experiences, dude, they kill like how to actually be social. Like one of the weirdest things that I've seen is like all this e-dating shit on the internet. Like fucking people like fucking dating over Discord and like fucking, it's just super cringe. Like, it used to be like fucking you'd find somebody in real life, you'd strike a decent conversation, you develop a relationship that way. Same with like friends. And now you get all this backstabby shit, you get all this weird like stuff coming out on the internet because you got these people socially interacting in ways that just aren't normal, that aren't healthy.
And because you're e-dating, there's no like real like it's so much easier to e-date multiple people at the same time. There's no like real trust, right? And like look at Salvo. He was e-dating 28 different women at once and a couple men.
There's no intimacy either, which is why like you get all these like fucking open relationships and like they never have like a strong base to it, Like I'm gonna sound like a boomer when I say this, guys, but like I just date one person and I keep it a long-term healthy relationship. I'm not
the fact that you have to press that with like, sorry if I sound like a boomer, but I actually have like a normal life. It's like holy shit.
Yeah, it's like fucking. I'm not out here sharing the wife with like getting like cuckolded or fucking all this new age shit these days.
I love that scene in Ready Player One where they show where the guy like actually lives, and he lives in a trailer park of trailers stacked on each other, right? And it's like the real world is a shithole, but in this VR it's so awesome. I thought that was so good because that's actually where it's going, because if everybody's spending their time online in this fucking VR shit, then nothing's being built or completed or done in the real world. Nothing's getting accomplished.
Dude, that's why it's so depressing when people talk about VR mansions and shit, and I'm like, dude, you know how fucking sad that sounds? Like, you should be striving to live in, like, a decent place of your own in reality land, not fucking digital, like, metaverse, Facebook, Horizon land. Like, fuck
that
me.
reminds me of this phenomenon me and my friends all felt when we, like, played GTA recently, like, for the first time in, like, a long time. Right. And we were just like, man, grinding money in this fucking game sure hits so less harder than it did when we were in fucking high school. You know what I mean? Like, before, like now it's like you play GTA, it's like you level up, you get a job, you get money. And it's like, well, I know it's a video game is completely different to real life, but it's like just that concept. It's like, I'd rather just work on myself, like in real life, work on my skills, you know?
That's why I play, like GTA, I play it, but I'm like, dude, I'm not here to grind millions in GTA. I'm here to grind that shit in real life. And it sounds really Sigma grind.
Like when you were a kid, you're like, yeah, I want to get like as much money as possible in this fucking game. And then you get older, it's like actually doing that is like just retarded. Like just, you know what I mean?
I get joy out of working my ass off. Like after I'm done a fucking project or like a good deal, like I can come home and like be like, hey, I did something that matters, and then I can fucking, you know, take it easy. Versus, hey, sit on my ass and play fucking GTA and like, oh, I made $1 million in this video game. Okay, what does that equate to in real life? $10 microtransactions, sweet.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. My favorite fucking video game, point blank period, my favorite video game is Rust. All right. For those of you that might not know what Rust is like a survival game where, you know, you're cutting down trees, you're building yourself a house, and, you know, you're crafting guns and all this like weird shit. But eventually, once you get looted up enough, you can get bombs. You can make bombs and then break into other people's houses and steal their shit, right? And it's way more complicated than that, but that's the basis, right? The thing is, if you want to get on a server and play Rust and be successful and be the richest guy in the fucking server, you have to grind like 12 hours a fucking day. Server time is anywhere between a week and 2 weeks. Most of them are just a week. So like you have to do 12 hours a day. You have to be at the very start of a fresh wipe when it's brand new, and you have to grind. I play that game once a year because that's all I can do, and I do it in wintertime. All right. I take a week off and I fucking grind the fuck out of Rust, and I whoop everyone's ass, and I play it like it's life or fucking death. But those people that play Rust on a regular basis, you don't have a life. There's no way you have a life. You can't. Yeah.
This one guy said that I didn't do physical manual labor. Bro, of course I don't do physical manual labor. I'm an engineer by trade. You make a lot more fucking money doing that than fucking breaking rocks.
Who are these people in the chat trying to fucking own you?
Like, wait, you want me to go out there and fucking do manual labor when I make 10 times the fucking money in engineering? Are you fucking insane? Yeah. You fucking do manual labor, motherfucker. What the fuck? I went to school.
Dude, when I grew up on that farm, like I would tell myself over and over again as I'm picking rocks up in a field, I'd be like, I'm going to wear a business suit when I get older. I am not going to be a farmer when I get older. I am not going to do physical labor. Physical labor is the fucking stupidest shit in the world. Bro, I had to, when I was a kid, I would stack a whole hay mound and make like less than $50. A whole barn, bro, of hay. I did it myself when I was like 12. I would get like $46 from my dad. Like, it's fucking
you were getting fucking shafted for more effort. It's like, no.
I'm not even joking. Bro, everyone knows what a hay bale looks like, right? Now, picture the whole top of the barn is empty, right? It's like just a giant attic, right? The fucking hay bales come up on a conveyor and they just drop down. These things weigh like 50 pounds. If they hit you on the head, you're dead, right? So you got to watch out for those fucking things. It's loud as shit. shit. These things are falling down. It lands on the ground. As a 12-year-old, I'm picking up this 50-pound fucking thing, stacking it. You got to stack the hay in the hay mound so it all fits, right? I filled the whole fucking thing up and make like $46, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Manual labor. Oh, you're a loser if you don't do manual labor. Manual labor sucks, dude. Fuck off.
Bro, don't get mad if you can make 50 times more money working on a keyboard than fucking pushing around fucking carts and all that shit. Miss me with that. Like, there's a reason why, like, you go to school, you learn a few tricks and shit, and then you fucking apply it in the real world. It's just, listen, life is about fucking making money in the smart way, not fucking busting your ass the hard way. Like, what the fuck?
But somebody in the chat made a great point. Manual labor's for young bodies. That is true. I feel like if you are a teenager, you should be doing manual labor, right? It's a good way, it's a good entry thing to make you appreciate money and work ethic and all that. There is a lot of good in manual labor, but not as like
I mean, that's like what I was doing at like 16, 18. You work at like Walmart, Target, and like fucking, you're not doing a lot of office work at that point. You're busting your ass, but that's what you do when you're younger.
Look at Walmart, dude. Like, okay, so first of all, you know, obviously Amazon has fucked up all the malls and everything.
Bro,
like,
Amazon is real ass hard labor. My buddy worked there for fucking years, and it was just, that whole pissing in bottle shit is super true.
Yeah, them running around getting those packages out. I kind of want... I've always, that's like my dream job, having to run around and grab those packages and put them on the belt. Like, I've always fantasized, like, oh, I wish that was my job. That would be so fucking cool, because I like that hustle of like having to run and like always being in like kind of in the middle of a panic attack. Like, that's my style of like work. I really, really want to like do it like as a social experiment for like a month. Anyhow, I'm getting off track here. I was before Amazon fucked up all the malls, Walmart came in and fucked up all the little shops. You know, you'd go into a town, there'd be so many little shops where, you know, you get your tools here and you would get your fucking clothes
Walmart
there.
comes in and undercuts the fuck out of them, and then they have nothing.
Yeah, Walmart, you know, did these deals with China and all their stuff's made in fucking China. It's way cheaper and everything's fucking there, that there's no need for all these little shops, and that like fucked all the little small businesses in every town in America. Like, dude, the entire country is like went to shit. It was better, right? Why do you think like things like Stranger Things is so popular on Netflix? It's because it's giving people a view of how much better life was.
I mean, that's why, like, I try not to shop at places like Walmart or these big corporate
That's why we
companies
need to
anymore.
make America great again.
Like, for me, oh my god, for me, when I come to like when it comes to business, like, I have the money now, so I just buy like I go to those mom and pop shops for really anything, like computer stuff, video games, obviously. Like, I'll go to a mom and pop shop for that, car stuff. Like, I try not to go to the big corporate shit, because that is what's killing the local economy. Like, I try to buy local as much as I can. Same with like food or whatever. Obviously, that's a losing battle, man. Like, you're still gonna fucking, your Wally Worlds and your Targets and all those will still win, sadly, at the end of the day.
I don't think America works. You know what I mean? I think in the long run, like when America gets to be like 500 years old, like I don't think there's going to be like a president anymore. I think there's going to be a king of America. I'm dead serious.
I don't think it's going to be a king. I think it's going to be an AI.
Well, yeah. Maybe you're right. But what I'm saying is this, right?
Real life civilization. Sid Meier's Civilization.
Well, if you think about it, like over in Europe and whatever, and throughout history, we've had kings, right? We've had rulers, right? And that's what's happening like in America now, is that like the billionaires and the people in power are so separate from most of the people. Like, it's so different world that they're like, eventually they're just going to rule everything. You know what I mean? And we're going to lose.
You're talking about like some hyper capitalist society where corporations have more power than the government, yeah?
Which is already reality
that's already
now.
A thing, yeah. That's a thing now, 100%. It's going to be even worse in the future. You're talking about a world where like Lockheed Martin has more power than like. You're talking about a world where Lockheed Martin, Raytheon are like the actual armies of the future. You're talking about a world where like gas companies and like tech companies pretty much can dictate to the government what they want running. decide
Exactly.
power, decide how they manipulate and control your data. Yeah, that's the world of the future if things go the way that they do. 100%.
We're already kind of in that world right
No, we're
now.
not kind of. I think we are in it. 100%.
You know, so it's like I think that's the future of America. I think that's like where we're headed, and I think we as like we're free, we're Americans, and all that. I think we lose that, and I think our country turns into something else. And you know, a lot of the shit that Alex Jones talks about is like, beware of the world new order and these globalists and da da da. It's just too inevitable. Like there is going to be a world government and
I think it's
corporations.
I don't think it's necessarily a world government. I think it's just going to be corporate interests. That's what it is. I think the governments of the future will just be like figureheads for these companies to make it look like there's still a government. There's still like power to the people. When at the end of the day, the actual lobbying and the like legislative powers that be are all going to be from these companies. Like, think about it like this, right? Like in the future, companies like Amazon, Microsoft, a lot of these like services like Google will be so powerful that they can now dictate to the government, hey, we want to be able to manipulate and fuck around with people's data. We have trillions of dollars in market valuation. We get to decide because we're basically paying your bills. You are subservient to us. That's just one facet, right? Vehicle companies can look at it their own way. Defense contractors can look at it their own way. Imagine if one day defense contractors get so big that they can literally go up to the government and be like, we can now take you on toe to toe. Obviously, it's a bit of a stretch to say that, but imagine if like the defense contractors of America get so big they can go to other smaller countries and just say, now we can go up toe to toe with like your ass. So now you're pretty much subservient to us. Otherwise, we fucking blow your ass down to Kingdom Come. Like, that's the kind of world that I think at, you know? Dude, I think 100 years from now, you could literally see Microsoft and Amazon fighting a corporate war between each other. Like fucking foot soldiers and everything. Like corporate espionage, you name it. Fuck that shit.
Yes. That's what I see too. And here's the thing. When I think of like President of the United States, I think of like almost like the monarch of the UK or like the Pope or something. Like leader seen as a leader, the media looks at them like a leader, but they really don't have any power. All right, they really can't do shit. Look at Trump, right? Like Trump was getting hit by fucking everyone his entire presidency, and it's like it felt like Trump had no power. The whole time Trump was the president, it really didn't feel like he was able to do shit.
I mean, you can't win against multi-trillion dollar interests, you know? Like, I'm not joking when I say this, Chad. I think like 100 years from now, you could see a war between two corporate interests. You could see a fucking war between General Electric and some big multinational in China, like literal foot soldiers fighting over interests, you know, fighting over land or some fucking resource, you know, like some really rare resource. You could literally see two companies employing like full-on arms and like fucking fighting each other, and the governments are so powerless that all they can do is just watch.
Dude, that would just be so fucking autistic. Holy shit.
I mean, but that's what happens when you let the current course of the world lead into its extreme.
I'm just like
right?
thinking about this like playing out, like where the countries are so cucked, they're like less powerful than the fucking corporations.
I mean, it's kind of happened throughout history, you know, in a kind of a different way. Like, so you had all these countries in Europe, right, during the Crusades. And then the Knights Templar were like these special knights that were like had so much fucking power and fucking influence where I think it was France like arrested them and like tried to kill them all and shit because like they were their own thing. They weren't really attached to a country. They were attached to God, and they had this like fucking OP fucking military group that was so powerful that the fucking governments and the kings were afraid of them, so they like arrested them and killed them.
I think we
like
need...
think about it like this. Like think about it in a way where like even just think about like the weapons industry, right? Like right now, imagine if like you have imagine if all of a sudden like going in forward, these weapon companies and like these defense contractors work together and everything. You could literally have private interests that could eventually develop weapons and technology that could outpace the government military, you know? Like, imagine if you lived in that fucking world. The power imbalance flips overnight, you know? Obviously, we're putting a lot of hypotheticals, and I'm simplifying the whole thing, but imagine if that was the world you lived in, right? Where, like, imagine if, like, I was a CEO of a company that would fucking just Like that had its own fucking private army, had its own like tech that was like 10, 20 years more advanced than the average person. Don't I pretty much run the fucking world overnight? Or I'm like a pretty sizable force? And like, you might fucking hate me, but I have the ability to shut down motherfuckers with money and power. Like, that's the kind of fucking world that I think, you know? Like, there's no president anymore. It's just rich, multi-trillion-dollar CEOs and, like, corporate families that can pretty much, like, fucking stifle out anybody that are employing tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people internationally, you know? That's fucked up. That's the fucking world.
Oh, I wish aliens would come. I trust the aliens.
Wish they would come and fuck Biden over.
What if the aliens are already here? Like, I mean, we're forgetting the lizard people, bro.
I think they are, but I wish the aliens would like hijack like the airwaves across like the entire world, get on TV or whatever, the internet.
You think when the aliens show up, you think we're dumb enough to start a war with them immediately?
Oh, definitely.
Imagine they just showed up. We just shot them and killed them instantly.
Could you imagine?
Fuck these guys.
There's NASA footage of fucking UFOs like in space, like near orbit or whatever the fuck it is, right? And us dumbasses are shooting something into space at them. Like there's clear beams coming from Earth shooting at UFOs, and the UFOs like jetting away.
Humans are literally just fucking chimps at the end of the day. Like we just see something, we just fucking shoot at it. Like
dude, just like think about it. Like what if we come like spacefaring and like fucking interplanetary at some point? Bro, at that point, if we come across another species like fucking on a different planet, we have enough ego in us, you know our ass is gonna fucking open fire. That's first contact. We're gonna be like, no, we're taking that shit over.
Dude, Roswell, 1954 or whatever the fuck it was, right? We shot that fucking thing down, bro. We shot it down. I'm telling you, bro, I'm into this UFO stuff. I'm telling you 100%. The U.S. government already knew in the 1950s they could shoot these fucking UFOs down by what they do is they shoot, what is it called? What is those?
EMP,
what are those called?
electromagnetic pulses?
EMPs.
Oh.
That's how they shot these fuckers down. I'm telling you, the UFO people are already here, or the aliens are already here. But what I wish is some alien race would like come in a hostile way at first and hijack everything and speak to all humans at once and be like, yo, we're here.
We own you.
Leaders.
Yeah.
We're making the rules now. No fighting, no fucked up shit.
You know if that happens, we're immediately fucking launching a nuke at them. Like that's the human experience, bro.
Unironically though, if the aliens came and did that, I would submit to them because like
you know what I find super wild about space shit? Like, you know what I find super weird about, like, space movies and, like, space shit, like Halo, like any fucking sci-fi crap? How is it that we're so divided nowadays, but in this fucking hypothetical sci-fi future, we all have one world governments and one world militaries fighting in the space together? Like, well, how the fuck does that work? Like, we're out here, like, doing this Russia-Ukraine shit, and all of a sudden in the future, we're like, no, we're cool, brother. We're the United Nations Space Command. Let's fight the aliens together. How the fuck did we just agree there?
I think the aliens are here already. I just think that our fucking government like conned them. They scammed them already.
Keem, have we had a conversation about Antarctica on stream? I feel like we did once.
What do you think's going to happen with it? Is it going to be aliens that take us over or AI first? I think it's AI that's going to take us over first, personally.
I think aliens save us from AI because I think AI is like going to try to wipe us out, and then fucking actual like living beings that are way more intelligent will defeat the AI for us. I think that's where it's headed.
You know, one of the ways that AI can like, do you guys ever hear that website Exit Monday?
Dude, for some reason I'm like, Monday Matt, what?
Thing with boulders, but like fucking, it's this one website where it shows you all the end of the world scenarios, and it's one thing what happens with like human beings, we all turn into robots. Apparently, it's like if we turn into robots or AI, we all combine together at one point, and then we like explore the galaxy in like record time, and just all like fucking commit like massive, like we just switch ourselves off, so to speak, without getting you fucking TOS striked. It's like wild end of the world conspiracy. Like what happens if we like convert ourselves into like digital AI?
I love that because it's like actually kind of close to consciousness, right?
Yep.
You go so if you're sitting there meditating, right, and you were like meditate, and you get so deep in your consciousness, what you realize is that like you're not actually an individual person. We're all the same fucking thing. We're all consciousness together. Like, yeah,
well, one massive human consciousness connected in like some fucking port cloud together, and then we just explore the galaxy, and it's like, all right, we saw everything there is. Let's let's delete ourselves. Fucking be done.
I was thinking about black holes a couple days ago, and I was like really thinking about it, and I think I figured out like our universe, if you will, right? So like if you think of a black hole, right, it's black because the gravity is so fucking strong sucking it into that fucking thing that it's like not even light can escape it, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to go through a fucking black hole, right? Everyone says, "Oh, you could be dead," right?
Yeah.
But wait, maybe maybe we're thinking about this the wrong way, right? Maybe this universe that we're in right now started like the Big Bang. Think about like when it gets sucked through the black hole, like it comes to because gravity's so strong, it comes to like a pinhead. It comes to the absolute smallest point. Mm-hmm. After it goes through the black hole, maybe it explodes, right? Like the Big Bang, and everything.
So you're saying that everything within a black hole, the other side is another Big Bang?
Is another Big Bang, is another universe. So like maybe our entire universe was created from a black hole. We're on the other side of the black hole. Everything that we know got sucked into this fucking black hole. After it passes through the other side, it hits its smallest point, which is a pinhead, and then explodes. That is the Big Bang, right? That is the creation of the universe in which we're in. And in our universe, right, there's other black holes that we can see that are creating other universes, and it explains the multi-universe theory, right? Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, we don't know what's on the other side of a black hole, but yeah, your theory is about as good as anybody else's theory. Yeah,
that's what I think's going on here.
I think the universe just repeats itself. Personally, you ever heard of the Big Crunch?
Shoot me with it. No.
So like basically after the Big Bang, like we just keep cooling and the universe keeps expanding. Eventually, it reaches to a point where like it's reached its like complete expansion, and it all just shrinks back in, and boom. The whole like fucking cycle repeats. So we've had this conversation an infinite amount of times.
Interesting.
That's one of the theories.
The thing that fucks me up is time not existing and how it's like linear or whatever. Like I can never wrap my head around that concept.
Well, that's one of the things. If you turn your brain into AI, like if we all eventually become robots, our perception of time is completely fucked.
Oh my god, true. Actually,
because like right now, our perception of time is based on our lifespan. But if like imagine if we couldn't die. Bro, what's the difference between like a day and 100 million years for us?
But it's so crazy, the perception, right? Like perception is so fucking, it's so nuts. Like if you take your imagination away from the earth,
pull out the shrooms. It's time.
You're looking at the earth. You're like, wow, that's huge. But then if you go like past the moon, you're like, wow, it's small. If you go way, way past and you see this little fucking dot, and everything we've ever known is on that little fucking dot. Have you ever played that video game called? It's a Japanese game called Kamari or whatever.
It sounds really familiar.
Sounds familiar.
So you start off at like a little ball, and then you run over like trash in the yard, and the ball gets bigger and bigger to the point.
Oh, Katamari Damacy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's like that game is the perfect game to help you like get a grasp on perspective.
I saw
Were you high when you played that?
Oh, I played that sober as fuck, and I love that game. I played that on like the PS2 or something. Like,
dude, I saw my dad play that game like recently, actually.
Your dad was playing Katamari Damacy?
Yeah.
I'm downloading it. Wait, it's on Steam? Oh, hell yeah, let's fucking go. $40, fuck
game. That.
I'm downloading the ISO file. No,
hey! He got it from his daddy.
Yeah. Why spend the 40? No, I think I have the disc somewhere, actually.
Dude, I remember I was like fucking calling Ethan out for or I was criticizing him for stealing Jake Paul's pay-per-view where we ended up getting sued. Dude, his clapback to me was that I had a fucking Super Nintendo ROM on my laptop. That was his clapback to me.
Wait, Super Nintendo ROM?
He's like, you're gonna call me out for stealing this pay-per-view when you have a video game ROM on your PC.
Yeah, a ROM from like 3 decades ago.
Suck a dick, Ethan. Like, what the fuck is this?
What ROM was it though? What game?
I
That's a
don't
good
remember. I
question.
actually think it was a PlayStation 1 game called Monkey Balls or something, like Space Balls. I don't remember. It has something to do with a monkey on it. It's a PS1
It was
game.
Sim City on the Super Nintendo.
Bro, he had a ROM of Ape Escape on the PS1.
That's fucking hilarious.
And it's so stupid because I do have a lot of ROMs, but I actually have the. Oh, it was Super Monkey Ball. Okay, thank you. It's like, dude, or an Ape Escape. Ape Escape. No, it was Ape Escape. That other person's right. Anyhow, long story short, it's like I have the physical copy of every fucking game, like almost ever. Like, yeah, I have a ROM, but I actually have the physical copy too. So, like, I'm not doing anything bad.
I mean,
cares?
they're also
Emulation
not
is
really.
best.
I don't even think they're selling Ape Escape right now.
Oh my god, I actually okay, if you can find like a recent Drumlert filmed in the Drumlert studio, go look at the popcorn statue on my desk. I actually, after he called me out for that, I put the physical copy that I own underneath the popcorn thing. I just remembered this. Like, you'll be able to see this fucking game. It's on the Drumlert desk. I put it there to fuck with him. I was like, I own the physical copy and I haven't removed it over in like the last 2 years. It's still there.
It's fucking hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, it is.
Brantley and Babs came in here 3 times, like, hey, hang out with us. I'm like, no, I'm talking about aliens. Fuck off, bitches.
7.5 hours streamed. This is the latest I've ever streamed, actually. It's funny.
This is a metaphor for everything that I'm talking about, all right? Augie has done a full fucking, like, work schedule, a full almost 8 hours
Shift.
on the internet when he could go live his real life.
Well, to be fair, Keem, I have been living my real life for the last 4 months. This is my first stream in like 4 months, so you know, it's like.
Before you go, what did
make
you
up time.
actually do? What did you do on your vacation? Because I don't know.
I was just doing like a bunch of other shit. I can't get into it. It's very, very classified. Yeah, it was gay stuff. Yeah.
Were you doing stuff with
Chat,
Yeah.
spread that rumor. Chat, spread that rumor.
Were you hanging out with Edwin or something?
Oh, dude, if I was hanging out with Edwin, I would not be back here. I would be fucking dead in a fucking ditch somewhere. Holy shit.